guys. I don't want it to latch shut. Good morning, guys. Listen, Sarah here with me while I put everything up. So the only bad part about the camping out is I have to do this over and over again when I get to work, when I leave, and when I get to the camping spot. So, hold on, guys. I gotta do this part real quick. Come on, stick. All right, now that part's done, I can do this side. I need the butterflies. Yeah, we have to, like, it gets so hot right here where I work that I have to keep the windows covered. Like, that's like a must do. Glad I'm on the tinier side. I can just move around my car without a problem. Okay, that one there. Banging stuff around. You know, why not? There we go. I'm not worried about this side over here. Oh, you know what? I said I was going to do this earlier, and I didn't do it while I had the car running. Oh, wrong one. Okay. There we go. We have to roll these windows down a bit before the end of the case, so that way. Not that one. That should help keep it cool in here by the end of tonight. Boy. Anyway, good morning, guys. I have like maybe an hour before I have to go inside. So I've got quite a bit of time. Woo. I usually don't put that one up until I'm all done, so. That just totally fell, like it didn't even need to fall. What the heck? There we go. I bet if I put this one up, it'll make it really dark in here. Oh, there we go. Maybe we can see a little bit better if we do that. I just try to keep it so that it's cooled off in here. But yeah, I put the sunshades up when I'm at work because the sun will be hitting my car the whole time. So by the time I get off work, it'll be like super hot in here. Right now it's like actually really nice outside. So I figured, why not sit here and talk with you guys for a minute? Get a live stream in. There's stuff, hold on. There's stuff all over this screen. 1 second, guys. There we go. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, stay as cool as possible, right? It can get hot out here. Right now it's starting to climb up. Like, let's see, what is the temperature right now? It is 85 degrees already outside. As a matter of fact, oh no. I did. I let the door latch, which means the only way to get out is to roll the window down. Yeah, it's already 85 out. It's gonna be a hot one today. Or at least it's supposed to be anyway, according to the weather thing. Oh my God, this guy. Those dogs will be out there for the next like 30 minutes barking like that the whole time. Sometimes he's got like 5 dogs in his car. He comes here it's like every Wednesday or every other Wednesday, dependent. But it's always on a Wednesday. And his one dog in particular, if you park next to their car, that dog will take your face off. Like, seriously, stop bringing that one. There's no reason to bring all 5 of your dogs in your Jeep to come get dog food. Like, for real. Especially if your dog is that aggressive around other people. You know what I mean? Like, so let's see how long it takes him to... It's like a massive husky. Like, it's a big, like, tan and white husky. I'm gonna guess it's mixed. I'm gonna say it's not just husky. This thing is... Well, maybe it's a... No. I was gonna say maybe it's a Malamute, but no. The thing is like husky and German Shepherd. It's huge. It's like the size of a German Shepherd. But anyway, so finally got my bed for the back, which, by the way, this thing is comfy, very comfy. I was very happy with it last night. Finally found my perfect camping spot, which I was very pleased with last night. Great cell service. I was able to kick back, watch a movie before I went to bed last night. And it was nice. I have a couple things I do want to kind of toy with in here to figure out some setting arrangements. But other than that, like access to stuff. So, because I'm all the way back here, this whole backside is the bed. So it takes up the whole backside. If you're wondering where Tonks is, he's not with me right now. Tonks is home recovering. I'll give some story first so that people know. Yeah, I've heard about that. But here's the craziest thing. So I'll start at the beginning so it makes more sense. But he's at home right now. He had to spend 4 days at the vet. So we're at work last week, right? It would have been last week. Okay, now I see why his dogs are aggressive. Okay. Anywho, so I was at work, would have been, let's see, because he spent, so he went, it would have been 2 weeks ago, because it was this past Friday that he spent at the vet. So he, was it this past Friday? No, it wouldn't have been this past Friday. It was the Friday prior, because he's been at home for a week recovering. So the week prior, before Sarah's birthday weekend. So it would not have been this weekend. Sarah's birthday, by the way, you guys. She just had her birthday on Sunday. So the weekend prior, we were at work, and I noticed that Tonks kind of was, like, he was still kind of his spunky self, but he seemed like he was having a bit of trouble, like, getting up and down, like standing up. And once he was up, he seemed like he was okay, kind of, you know, being his goofy, spunky self. And then he got up again at some point. It was like midway through the day, and it was like he couldn't get his legs to cooperate with him. So he was like, his legs were like slipping backwards out, like out towards the sides of him. And so I was worried. I was like, what the heck's going on with him? And so, I know, right? And so I was concerned, so I was like watching him really closely on all day, and this was like on a Monday. And so I went to take him outside, and he kept falling over. Like, he just kept falling over. And I was like, oh gosh. You know, it kind of reminded me of like when Penny was losing like her use of her back legs. It kind of reminded me of that. So I started immediately, my brain kind of went, oh my God, please tell me my dog doesn't have cancer. And he just could not, like, just couldn't seem to get his balance. So he was like real wobbly, and it was all in his back end. So I thought, this has got to be something to do with that same thing, right? So I brought him back into the shop and just had him stay on his bed. And it got to about an hour or so before closing. And I walked over to give him a treat. And if you've ever smelled what something dying smells like, or what something that has deceased smells like the smell of like decay or rotting, it's a very distinct scent. It's something you'll never forget, and it's a smell that you'll recognize the minute you get a hint of it. And I could smell it coming out of him. And I was like, oh my gosh, buddy, what's going on with you? And I leaned down to talk with him, and it was just like coming out of like out of his breath. And I was like, did he eat something? You know, maybe he picked up something. Maybe it's like like he ate something dead or whatnot. And I couldn't figure out because he'd been with me all day. So how would he have done that? And it just got bad. And then I got him in the car when we left, and I had to roll all the windows down on the car to drive home because the smell was so bad. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on with him. Got him home. He was still very unable to like really keep his legs the way he wanted them. And I was like, my gosh, what is going on with you, buddy? And so I kenneled him for the night because I didn't want him trying to get up and walk around in the middle of the night, because that's what he does. He usually paces the house. So I kenneled him for the night and called the vet in the morning. And she said to bring him in. And so before I headed for work, I dropped him off at the vet. She took a bunch of, like, they had him all day, took a bunch of blood work and stuff, and on my way home, I picked him up. I got a call back on Wednesday night, and she said, you need to bring him back in. And so I brought him back in, and she wanted to put him on antibiotics. And so he went on antibiotics. He was brought in Wednesday morning, brought back to them, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because I picked him up. I picked him up on Sunday, because Sarah's birthday was Sunday. So it was this past week. And so they kept him for 4 days. Technically he was there for 5, but one of the days was just them doing all the testing, and then I couldn't pick him up until I got off work. But for 4 days. So he was there for 4 days. So 4 days in the vet, and it was because they found in his blood that he had a intestinal infection. So he had some kind of junk going on in his intestines. She said it, and I was of course like, was it something he ate? Was it something I fed him? Like, was there anything I could do as a pet owner, as someone who loves this pup? Is there anything I can do differently so that this doesn't happen again? And she said it's really hard to tell because he is an old dog. He's old, he's a senior citizen, and his gut just isn't going to behave the same way it used to when he was little. So if he happens to find something and chew on it, or pick up something, which Tonks doesn't do, by the way, so that's a plus. Tonks has never been a dog that chews on things. Now, there was one thing he used to love back in the day. If you guys watch some old videos, he had this monkey, this stuffed monkey that was his prized possession. I've yet to find another one of those to this day. I bet if I found one, he would just be an absolute joy if I found him another blue monkey. Which, as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go online and look for one for him. But he loved that blue monkey. But he didn't chew on it. He always like grabbed it and like shook it, or sat with it in his mouth and just held on to it, wouldn't let nobody touch it. That was the one thing you could get Tonks to play with, was his monkey. But he's never, I'm so sorry, Sammy, but he's never ever been a dog that picked up and chewed on things, or like chewed plants or chewed on doggy bones, ever. Hi, Cara. And so I was like, is it the food that he's eating, like his dietary stuff that he eats? He's been on the same food now. He's always been on a different diet than the other dogs, but he has been on the same diet for the past almost 6 years, and so that hasn't changed. The only thing that I changed up was the treats that he gets. When we're at work, I finally changed him from those things I got, all those bad. Away 3 weeks ago. I'm sorry. Everyone's doing good, Cara. So when he started coming to work with me, I stopped giving him those. Oh my gosh. I stopped giving him those ones that had like the big reports on them. Oh, yay! Good stuff, Yosef. But you guys can hear me okay, right? Yeah, I heard you, Sammy. I heard you. I'm sorry. Yeah, so he's on antibiotics right now. They did 4 days with IV antibiotics, and now he's on another antibiotic at home. He's got another 10 more days on it, so 9 more days, because yesterday was 10. So 9 more days left of taking it. And he still seems like his spunky self. Like, they said he's literally they loved having him at the vet. She said he's such a lover. And I'm like, yeah, he really is. He just loves attention. We've been cleaning out the house, and yeah, I'm sorry about that. Hi, Shania. I see you coming in here. Oh my God, that dog is a frigging nuisance. So he ended up with the intestinal infection. He's back to kind of his legs work fine now. He's not like falling over and on his face and stuff, like he was doing. So she said that, yeah, having an infection like that in their bowels, it can throw everything in their body off. It's because there's another car next to their car. So the dog is gonna freak out the whole time. I'm sorry about that, Sammy. That sucks. Can you guys hear me okay on here? I wasn't sure if you guys can hear me okay. Oh, man. The worst part is the old man that owns them. He's like an elderly man who walks with a cane. He is so mean. Yeah. Are they not? Like, what the heck? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, you can't park next to them. Okay, good. She's like, you bring all your dogs here? Yeah, he does. Like I said, this will go on for, it's already been 10 minutes of that dog doing that. So, and they're really losing their shit because the car that parked next to them has dogs in it. Because it's a dog food store. It's a dog feed store, dog snack food store. But I stopped giving him, I was saying earlier, I stopped giving him, they left for vacation that Monday. What was it? Was it next thing he knew? Aww. I'm doing really good, actually. I'm really doing fantastic. But I stopped giving Tonks those one treats that people were reporting that were having issues with their dogs, and their dogs having like intestinal bleeding and stuff. I stopped giving those treats to him a while ago. And so I was trying to find a better treat that he could have. Good Lord. Holy cow. I thought that dog was going to bite her because she's standing next to the owner talking. next to the truck. Jesus criminy. So I started giving him these whole fresh made snacks from Doritos. And so I was like, could it have been that? And I asked the vet, could it have been that? Could it have been the new whole like fresh made treats? And she said no. It wouldn't be anything that you were giving him, but we did change his diet to a more senior diet. So his food has more softer food, because I've noticed, and she pointed it out when she fed him at the, because I brought his food, because she told me bring his food that he eats when you bring him, and I was like, okay. So I brought his food, and she noticed something that he was doing with his food, and I didn't pick up on it, and I should have. He's swallowing it instead of chewing it. So when he was younger, he would chew the harder pieces, right? So he'd break them down, chew them, and then take another bite. She noticed that he would chew at the softer bits, but he wasn't chewing the harder bits. Like he would feel it and stop and swallow it. Yeah. And so I was like, oh man, you know, that's rough. And so she said, what we're going to do is we're going to switch him. It'll take roughly a week or so to get him fully switched over to the new diet. So it's only a couple more days. He's almost completely switched over. He'll probably be completely switched over by tomorrow. Because it takes about a week, and he's been on the new diet since Friday. So by tomorrow or the next day, by this Friday anyway, without a doubt, he'll be completely on the new food. But it's a kibble still, but it's a soft kibble, so it's really like more chewy. And then we have a can of food that I give him on, what I'll start doing is it'll be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that way he gets this soft diet can added to his 2 bowls of food a day. So we're also breaking his food down to three times a day. So instead of him getting a feeding in the morning and a feeding at night, he's getting a feeding in the morning, one in the middle of the day, and one at night. Because he's a senior, we need to allow his digestive system time to digest, and giving him a large portion is not giving him that. So, which can cause a lot of what I noticed too. Before I noticed the smell, was I noticed that he seemed a little thick and pudgy in the middle, and I was like, Tonks is usually not a thick dog. He's a very slender, streamlined looking dog. And I noticed that right around his middle to back end, he was getting a little bit like bloated looking. And she said that would have been like the first signs, which now I know what to look for. But he is a senior. And so, he just pulled away. But he is a senior dog. And so I have to take that into account. I'm tired of the rain. Send some this way. And so that is something I'll have to remember, is that he is old, and I have to come to that realization. I'm taking care of a senior citizen now, and he's not a little pup, even though he does sometimes act like one, and he gets super spunky. He's still a pup, and therefore, I mean, he's still an old man, and I still have to make sure that I'm taking that into account. I keep checking my watch, guys, because I am at the shop early, and I want to make sure that I get in there on time to do all my rounds. So I figured I'd hang out with you guys for a few minutes. But yeah, I'm so glad this would normally be my Friday, but I'm working tomorrow too. So because right now I'm on 5-day shifts. 5-day weeks, not shifts, 5-day work weeks, because we still have yet to find an employee. Yeah, absolutely, Jeff, absolutely. So I don't know yet if he'll be coming back to work with me. I think honestly he just does need to be retired and live that retired life. Being at work, he's on high alert all day. He's protective. He's watching me. He's watching the store. So I think it's, as much as he enjoys it, and I know how much he absolutely absolutely enjoys it. I'm really sorry, Sammy. I know that's really rough. I think I have to be the one that makes the decision that even though I know how much he enjoys it, I do know that it's stressful on him. Um, and it's stressful on his body. And so he just needs to be able to just chill out during the day, relax in the cool air conditioned house, and just be, just be a lazy pup. He does get lazy sometimes here. There's times where I'll look over and he's laying down on his cushy bed and is passed out. And he's done. He's like, I'm finished. I'm going to sleep. But for the most part, he's usually up, pacing the back counter, watching. When people come in, he stays right at my hip. So I just don't want to put him through anything that's going to cause any added stress or push his body harder than it needs to be. So I won't have my work buddy, but I know that that's for the best. All right, I'll see you later, Sammy. So I'm probably going to go ahead and get in there. I've got a few things I need to get done before I open the store today because, oh my God, I put in the biggest freaking order for stuff this week. Oh man. I redid my entire spreadsheet for my inventory. The whole thing. I changed the whole thing. So that was fun. But I got it done. So I guess that's a plus. But I got that finished yesterday. Got the whole order put in because I went through my entire spreadsheet and changed the way it's laid out, the way that it's written so that it's easy just to pop the numbers in. So that was nice. So now whenever Pops is here and he's running the shop and he needs to add something to the order list, he just has to go in and it's right on the side. So he doesn't have to go in and like find anything. He just has to hit department and punch a number, which is great. So I think he's gonna like it too because it's super easy to read. It's super it's literally easy enough that I could probably teach a 6-year-old how to find it and do it. It's literally that simple. I wanted it to be extremely simplified. So I need to call him today about the girl with the application, though she's not old enough to work here. So that already is up. Sorry. But other conditions too. I wouldn't personally hire her. So there's things that we're looking for when you're hiring people, and she has 3 really big strikes that I wouldn't hire her because of. One being her age. Legally, she couldn't work here anyway. She's not old. But she has 2 other big strikes on her that will not work in her favor. And it sucks too because you want to be able to hire people, but with those 2 things, the job we're asking someone to do is be completely in charge of this store 3 days out of the week. They would be here on their own, managing the store, the money, the products, everything. And if you have a history of being untrustworthy, I don't know if I could leave you with access to my entire shop with that history and lengthy history of that. So handing you the keys to everything, the safe, the product room, the store itself, the alarm system, you get access to all of that because you're in charge of this store 3 days out of the week. You are here on your own by yourself 3 days out of the week. So I think that's one reason why we're having such a hard time finding someone. One, because people are just happy to sit at home right now and collect unemployment. And then the other part of that is finding someone that's trustworthy enough to work the shop in that manner. So part of it is that people just don't want to apply. The other part is the people that are applying are people that are definitely not someone you would give the keys to your entire shop to. So, right. yeah, running a business and being responsible for hiring and firing and whatnot is not easy. And trying to find someone has been the hardest part. So right now I'm running it 5 days a week while Pops runs it too. So that's the hardest part right now. So it is what it is, you know, when you're the one running it, you got to take the extra hit. So I get to be the one that does that. So I'm going to go because I'm going to get inside the shop, get a few things done. Oh, my shoes are over here. I was like, where are my shoes? Yes, I drive with no shoes on. It's not illegal in Arizona. And also because I drive a stick shift and as tiny as I am and as hard as it is for me to reach these things, I have to be able to feel these pedals and feel the car. And thick-soled shoes do not do that. So, anywho, you guys are fantastic. And I'm going to get out of here and go get this shop up and running for the day. Because that's what I got to do. And you guys are fantastic. I hope everybody's feeling good, having a great day. And, oh yeah, and have a fantastic day. Especially, I know that people are ahead of us if you're on the East Coast. And if you're overseas. So, you guys are amazing. And, oh yeah, I did change my hair color, if you guys hadn't noticed. So, it is now a rich, dark burgundy. But yeah, other than that, talk to you later.